Hey guys, today we're going to be learning how to make a custom game case out of a cassette tape. So it's going to be pretty easy with the exception of one thing, but it's still no problem. I will have links to things and everything. I'll go step by step and should be a good time. Alright, here we are. So the first thing you're going to need is a cassette tape case. You'll definitely need one with no pegs on the inside that would normally hold a cassette. Alright, the next item you're going to want to buy is cardstock. I use 65 pounds. It's not too thick and it runs through the printer really easy and it's easy to bend. Next, you're going to want a straight edge paper cutter. I have this one here, but I would recommend a different one. I would recommend this one. This one has more uniform, precise cuts, where the other one's better for like multiple paper. Now for the obvious, you're going to need a printer. You will also need a 3D printer, but if you don't have one, that's no problem. On my Etsy page, I have the inserts for sale. Next, you're going to need the free program Credo, which is pretty much like Photoshop. Next, you'll use Krita to create your J card. The width for the new document will be 4,331 pixels and the height will be 4,016 pixels. I will link in the description a video I used to learn how to use Krita. This way you'll have no problem creating your own art in Krita. Here's a somewhat down and dirty of the lengths and all the settings and everything that you need to create your J card. Alright, now that you have your art, you're ready to print. So for my print settings, all I had to do was change two things so it would fit in the center of my paper. It was photo size to 4x6 and fit to shrink to fit. Alright, it's printing up now. Let's see how it came out. Not great. It looks like I have some print lines, but we'll use this anyway. So now you're going to put it in backwards, because if you notice, it's only white on one side. So we have to make sure that we print the other color of art that we did. For my Pokemon game cartridge, I made it a nice transparent / foggy blue in order to give it that old style feeling. Alright, now we're ready to cut, so we'll make our cuts as fine as possible. Again, like I said before, I don't recommend using the paper cutter I'm using. See how close my fingers have to get to the blade, otherwise the paper starts to move around a little bit and I don't get as much of a precise cut. Now when you do your cuts, you will have to cut into the bleed area. I'm not doing that in this example, but you will have to. That way it fits into your cassette case with no problem. The bleed area will be defined in the video that I link to this so you know how to make a J card correctly. Alright, next you just need to make the folds, that way it has that J card aesthetic, you know, a J. That way you can slide it right into the cassette with no problems. Right here I'm actually using my 3D prints because they have such a hard straight edge, so there's really no reason not to, and it fits perfectly. I pre-bent them just a little bit, probably not the best way to be honest. There are tools that will help guide you for this specific bends. Also, I used a custom one instead of the one we were working with. I already had a pre-cut precise one. Lastly, you will need a 3D printed insert. Now, if you don't have a 3D printer, that's no problem. My Etsy page has everything you need, and it even has the completed cassettes. And don't worry, I'm going to put everything in the description on how to use Krita, how to make a J card, how to 3D model, that way you can make your own. And make sure to like and subscribe, and have a good one, guys.